Okay, we are going to learn about the multimedia systems. Multimedia. It is a very important topic, but most of you are not familiar, I think. Uh, and most of people are not focusing on this topic, right? This is actually a very simple topic, but we have some complicated concepts as well, right? We are going to learn about multimedia. Multimedia, right? On this time also we are using multimedia, right? You can see my screen, you can hear my voice. Then if you want to share your video, you can share it. Those are some multimedia, right? Okay, we'll discuss later on those things in deep, right? First of all, I would like to share the course evaluation criteria with you. Uh, this is the time allocation for this lecture series. It is 15 hours allocated for lectures. These are 100% online, and your lectures will be conducted on every Saturdays, 1 to 3 p.m. Right? Then you have 5-hour tutorial discussion. It would be online plus physical mode. Then you have practical component with 25 hours. This 100% physical, right? We will inform you later on the schedule for practical sessions. Up to now, you have 15 hours lecture series and 5 hours tutorial discussions, right? Then this is the evaluation criteria. We are allocating 40% for continuous assessments. It has three parts: attendance and class participation. We allocate 10%. Then assignments we allocate 15%, and quizzes for the quizzes we are allocating 15%. Right. Then for the end examination is allocating 60% of your final grade. Right. Therefore, attendance and assignment and quiz submissions are very important to get a best results for this course. Right. Then this is a course content. This is the very first lecture of this lecture series. Therefore, I'm going to give a brief introduction about multimedia systems. Then we are working with the video, then images, then audio, then we are going to discuss about how we can share those videos among any platform, among different platforms with different peoples through a network, across a network, right? Then finally, we are going to learn or discuss about some software tools, right? These are the basic course content for IT DLT1182 course, right? Then what is multimedia? What is multimedia? Okay, multimedia, it is given a definition. Multimedia indicates the computer technology for more efficient communication by using different media types. Different media types. What are the different media types? What are the different media types? Actually, multimedia. Media. Multimedia means a collection of media, right? Different media types. We have different media types. What are the different media types? Do you know? What are the different media types? We have mainly 4 different media types. Those are text, audio, and speech, right? Text, audio, and speech. Then images and graphics. Yeah, I will share these notes with you if you find some important things that that are not available in these slides. You can write down as your reference, right? Uh, then I will share this notes with you. Still, I don't have the access to the LMS of this course, therefore I will share this notes with you through the email, right? Right. But oh, text, audio and speech, images, graphics. Those are the main types of another one, video, right? We are considering images and graphics are a similar component, right? But some different properties are there. But we are considering these two are some similar, right? Then we can categorize, so we can take 4 different types of media. First one, text, audio and speech, images and graphics, then video, right? Uh, Now we are using some kind of multimedia technologies, right? Zoom is a complicated or combination of these different media types. You can see this text, right? You can hear my audio, my voice. You can see videos. Then you can see some images available in slides later on, right? Then we are using or we are accessing some medias now also, right? Then then we can build up a definition for a multimedia. We can say multimedia is a type of media that integrated as a one for proper communication in between, let's say, two people, right? Efficient communication by using different media types. We can say multimedia is a different type of media. Then we can combine those medias for more efficient communication, right? We can get a definition as this. Then a better name for the multimedia is integrated media. I told you earlier, we are using a combined version of these media types. Therefore, we can say multimedia is an integrated media system, right? Integrated media. I hope you have get a bit idea of multimedia, right? Look at this picture. This is a multimedia system example for a multimedia system, right? This is an example for a multimedia system. We have linked information. Information are stored in text format or graphics or audio or video, right? We can store or we can link information together with this format, right? Then we have a multimedia computer. Not only a computer, we can have multiple items, multiple devices, software devices and software components and hardware devices. Uh, all the together, we can say this is a multimedia system, right? Then we have another part, we can say peoples. We can have 2 different types of peoples. Let's say uh, the peoples those who are working with or controlling hardware components, and those peoples are controlling with software systems, right? We can have 2 types of peoples. When we get together all of these components, we can say it is a multimedia system, right? We have linked information. This information can have different types. What are the different types? We can have text information, audio, graphics, and video, right? We have another important component, people, those who are involving to control this system. Then we have a separate one where another component, we can say it is a computer based or computer based other devices. We can have speakers, monitors, scanners, digital cameras, lots of components that are involving with this multimedia system, right? Then we can discuss more about the multimedia system. We can have a networked multimedia. Networked multimedia. What is the difference between normal multimedia and a networked multimedia? If we are using some network, some kind of a network to share this information, data with a distance, with a separate resource, separate person, we call it as a networked multimedia, right? If we are using some kind of, any kind of network to communicate with each other, we call it as a networked multimedia, right? Uh, then interactive multimedia. What is interactive multimedia? For the network multimedia, Zoom is another, Zoom is an example, right? We are connecting our devices. It could be a mobile phone, it could be a laptop, it could be a desktop computer. We are connecting each other through a network, and also we are using some multimedia components. We are using text, we are using videos, we are using audio, then we are using some images, right? And this time also we are connecting each other through a network, and also we are using some multimedia types, media types. Then we can say this is a networked multimedia. This is a networked multimedia. Then interactive multimedia. What is interactive multimedia? The most suitable example for an interactive multimedia is Facebook. What we call it as, it as an interactive multimedia. Facebook also it's using some images, text, voice, videos, all types of multimedia components are using, media components are using Facebook platform. Then it is a multimedia platform. And also we can say it is an interactive multimedia. What is mean? Interactive means users can interact to the system. We can post some photos, we can post some text, we can post some videos, we can delete something, we can edit something, we can interact to that platform. Then we can say that platform is a interactive multimedia system, right? Interactive multimedia. In this case, I'm sharing some slides, but you can't interact with it, right? You can't change this content. You can't say, you can't add something, right? Therefore, this is not an interactive multimedia, but this is a network multimedia. In the Facebook scenario, Facebook is a platform which is allows you to interact. You can post something, you can delete something, you can edit something, right? You can comment, you can put some text there, right? It is an interactive multimedia system, right? Then what is a multimedia system? It is a combination of hardware, software system, and people. We can say multimedia system is a combination of hardware plus software plus peoples. Peoples mean we can divide these peoples into two categories. Let's say for the first part is the peoples who are controlling software part. Then this one controlling hardware, right? Hardware. We can get together as the component of people. Then we can say this is a multimedia system, right? Hardware could be some computers, some mobile phones, digital cameras, scanners, printers, speakers, microphones. Those are hardwares. In the software, we can have some editing tools, image editing tools, graphics tools, audio editing tools, video editing tools, right? Then people, we can divide into two categories. The people who are controlling software and controlling hardware. We can take together all of these components as a single unit. We called it as multimedia system, right? Okay. Right, multimedia. If a system is a multimedia system, it should have these properties, these features. First one, acquiring and storing, managing, indexing and filtering, manipulating, transmitting, and accessing large amount of information. Right? Let's take one by one and understand what is mean by. Right, acquiring and storing. Acquiring and storing means if it is a good multimedia system, it should have ability to store something and access to that resources, access to that data, right? For an example, let's say YouTube. YouTube has a big storage. They are on their servers. Then people can create their own channel and they can upload their videos, right? They can store something in the YouTube platform, right? Then if you want to watch some video uh, on YouTube, then you can access to it, right? If your system is a good or better performance multimedia system, it should have this feature acquiring and storing, right? Then second one, managing. Managing means you it should have ability to, it should have feature to add something, edit something, delete something on this system. Correct, right? Then indexing and filtering. It is very important. Indexing and filtering. When we are storing some new data inside the system, or let's say database, we are adding some index or adding some identification, let's say ID, to that resource. After that, if you want to access to it, we can use these IDs, right? Then we have a proper indexing and filtering algorithm, right? In when we are let's say you want to learn something, let's say for a programming language on YouTube, then you can search something, let's say Python. Then you can search Python, the word Python. Then the algorithms are filtering the relevant videos from their database and show on your screen or on your browser, right? In the YouTube platform, it has a bit a high performance or better indexing and filtering system. If your multimedia system is a better one, you should have place or you should build up an indexing and filtering feature on your system. Then manipulating. Manipulating is you have your system should have a way to edit the content already exist on your system, right? In Facebook, we can edit our content. We can delete something, right? Or we can change the quality. And better, the most suitable example for this manipulating one is Instagram. They allow us to change or format or change the quality of our content, right? It allows us to edit our photos, edit our videos, right? These are some manipulating tools available in Instagram, right? If this component, manipulating component is available in your system, we called your multimedia system is a better one. Then accessing large amount of information. We know video, a high quality video or a graphic takes a high amount of uh, it has some large data files, right? Then your system should have a way to accessing this large amount of information without any doubt, without any issue, right? Then finally we can say if your system is a good multimedia system, it should have these following features: encoding and storing, managing, indexing and filtering, manipulating and transmitting, and accessing to a large amount of information, right? These are the main important features that should be in a multimedia system. Then we can divide this media types into two categories. Main two categories. First one is discrete media. First one is discrete media. The name itself has the meaning discrete or static media. What it means? The content of that media is not changing with respect to the time. Let's take an example. Uh, you have your image. Let's say your selfie. Is it changing with time? The content is changing with time? No, right? But you have a movie. You are watching a movie, right? You are see some scenario right now. After that, after 10 minutes, we can see a different scenario, different frame. We call frame, right? In a video, the frames are changing time to time, or the displayed data will be changed time to time. We call it as a dynamic media if the content or displayed data is not changing with respect to a time. We call this media as static media, right? Text, graphic, and images are not changing with the time. We call them as static media. In this scenario also, these texts are not changing with time, right? Therefore, texts are some kind of a static media. Graphics also, graphic and images also we can categorize into static media. Then continuous media, sound and video. These are the two main types we can add to the dynamic media category. The displayed content is changing time to time, right? We call them as dynamic media. Then some applications of multimedia systems. Multimedia. In World Wide Web, uh, let's say simply in a website. On a website, we can see some text. We can see some videos. We can hear some voice, no, audios. We can see some graphics, right? Uh, World Wide Web is a one application of multimedia. Then online video sharing system. As I mentioned earlier, Zoom is an online video sharing system. It is a multimedia system, right? It is using text, audio, video, and images, right? Then video on demand. What is mean? What is the meaning of video on demand? Can you give me an example for video on demand? Before that, can you give me some example for online video sharing systems?
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is the most suitable one. It's a good example for online video sharing system. What else? Facebook. Can we share some videos through the Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We can share.
Facebook. We can take Facebook as an online sharing system. Okay, then video on demand. What is mean by video on demand? Can you give me some example? Do you have any idea about video on demand? Sorry, I can't hear you clearly. Okay, I think the connection issue. Right, we can say video on demand is a technology to delivering video contents, such as, let's say, movies and TV, what we call TV shows, right? TV series technology to delivering video contents, such as movies and TV series, directly to the individual persons or individual customers to immediate viewing, right? Then if you want to see some movie, then you can just search and see it, right? The most suitable example for video on demand is Netflix, right? Netflix, we can get a subscription, then we can see some videos, see some movies, we can see some TV series, we can download them, right? We can store or we can save them to see later, right? Then we have Apple TV, Hulu. Those are some examples of video on demand services, right? Then hypermedia courseware. Hypermedia courseware. What it mean by hypermedia courseware? I will show you an example. Hypermedia courseware. Uh, this is an example for hypermedia courseware. It is simply, we can say it is a HTML page. This is the website, right? HTML page, right? But when we click on this one, it will change the content, right? It will change the content, or it will change the uh, text, display text, right? When I scroll this one, it has too many text and information. Then it has some practice exercises. You can give some answers in this way, then you can get a feedback. It say this is not correct answer or wrong answer, right? When I scroll down with more, at the end of this page, it has a way to erase all entries, show scores, and submit to instructor, right? Uh, the important thing is, when I click on this link, when I click on this hypertext, it will change the content. We call these types of web pages or resources as a dynamic web pages. It will change the content dynamically, right? It has a dynamic content. It will depend on what is the link that you are going to click, right? The content will be depending on the user activities, right? You are selecting the content. I will, if I click on this one, it will navigate to a separate page, right? If I go back, it will again show the previous content on my web browser, right? This is an example for hypermedia courseware, right? The content is, or the result is changing real time, dynamically changing. We call these types of websites as dynamic websites. Then we have one more good example. Do you heard this? Do you have an experience with work with this website, W3 School? This is very good online resources for programmers, right? We have some tutorials, we have some exercises, right? If I go to this one, they will provide this functionality. We can see, or we can run this code real time. If I change this one, let's say I multimedia, right? When I run this one, this content will be changing real time. It will take some time. We'll check. We'll try a different one. It will change the content, right? The content will be depending on the user activities. If I change this one to red or something, it will change the content. Another person is accessing to this website same time. This content will be depending on that person's activities, right? These types of websites we call dynamic websites, as well as in this course we call these types of resources as multimedia courseware, right? Then sorry, hypermedia courseware, right? Then interactive TV. What is interactive TV? Interactive TV. We can take an example. Smart TVs. We can do activities very similar to a computer. We can give a internet connection, then we can search something on internet. We can see some movies on YouTube, right? We can do more and more things very similar to a computer. These TVs are interactive with the user, right? For this interactive purpose, interactive is doing with the use of multimedia types, images, audios, videos, and graphics, right? Then computer games are most a good example for multimedia applications, right? It's using huge amount of graphics, audios, text, and some kind of videos. Then virtual reality. Virtual reality means Facebook introduce metaverse, right? Metaverse, what it means? Using some kind of special devices, we can see some place in virtual, right? When you wear the special kind of device as some spectacles, then you can see some place, important place in the world in virtual, right? At your home, you can see something. Let's say in our country, Sigiriya, right? If you want to see Sigiriya in your home, right? Then you can wear some virtual or these devices, and you can see these scenarios in virtual. We called it as virtual reality. Then digital video, audio editing, and production systems. We have some editing, online editing tools as well, right? Then we have some video, audio editing tools. For an example, uh, Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop is a good example for uh, image editing tool or graphic editing tool. Then Movie editor or Adobe Premiere Pro is an example for video editing tool. Movie editor, right? Movie editor. This one. This is a video editor. Then Audacity. Audacity is an good tool for audio editing, right? This is the interface for Audacity. right? These are some example. We have many more editing tools, right? We can take this ones as some editing tools, right? This is the Moavi editor. This can be used to edit some videos, right? Moavi editor for video editing, Photoshop for image editing, Audacity for audio editing. Then multimedia databases. Multimedia databases are the locations. It is allows us to store these different types of media in digital format, right? In simply, we can say we want to store our audio uh, in Google Drive. We can store them in digital format. If you want to store some video, let's say a movie, you can store them inside the Google Drive, right? Then if you want to store some images, photographs, you can store them inside Google Drive in digital format, right? Then we call these types of storages are multimedia databases, right? Right. Then hypertext and hypermedia. Hypertext and hypermedia. Simply we can say hypertext is a combination of text and links, right? If I go back to the previous example, as you can see, there are some text available in this web interface, right? When I click on this text, you will be redirected to another page. If I click on this text, it will redirected to another page. But if I click on this text, I can't click, right? I can't click, but I click on this text, I will be redirected to another new page. What is the difference of this text and this one? This one we called, these are some hypertext. These text are called hypertext. Hypertext is a combination of text with links, text plus links. But these are some normal text. It doesn't contain any link inside this text, right? These are some normal text. These are some hypertext. Hypertext is a combination of text and links, right? Then hypermedia. Hypermedia is a combination of all types of media, right? All types of media constrained to be text-based. Not constrained to be text-based. It can be include all types of media, right? It could have can have voice, text, videos, graphics, whatever type of media can have inside a hypermedia, right? Hypertext is a combination of text with links. Hypermedia is a combination of all types of media types, right? Then, as a user, these are some expected qualities inside a multimedia system, right? As a user, these are some expected uh, qualities of a multimedia system, right? We can say these are some user needs of your multimedia system, right? First one is access multimedia information in any time, anywhere, on any device, from any source and anything, right? Let's take an example. In YouTube, you can search and see, or you can access to a video data in any time, right? If you want to see something, some tutorial in morning or night or evening or any free time you can access to it, and you can access to those resources anywhere. You can access to these resources in your home, at your working place, at the university. You can access to those resources in anywhere if you have any have a some kind of an internet connection on any device. We can access to the same resources using any device. It could be some mobile phone, laptop, right? Smartboard, any using any kind of device, it should have a way to access to the resources from any source, right? And anything. If it is a successful or a good multimedia system, it should have these properties. Access media information in any time, anywhere, on any device, from any source and anything. And networked device transparent. It is a very hard concept to handle. Let's say you're going to share a movie with your friend, right? Then first you are going to share your movie through the internet. Let's say you are going to upload your video to the Google Drive and share it with your friends, right? Uh, you can imagine how it is, how amount of time taken for this process, how amount of data it is required to upload your video to the Google Drive, right? It's very time consuming, and it is very cost, right? It is consuming some large amount of data, right? It is very harder to handle the quality of these services, right? It will take, it should have a good data package. It should consume in some high amount of data bandwidth, right? It is very harder to handle the quality of service. And one more example, let's say you are going to post an Facebook Live, right? Sometimes we can see some videos, we can see something, but we can't hear. Sometimes we can hear some audio, some voices, but it is not clear, right? The reason is uh, some kind of, let's say, the connection is not good, the signal strength is not sufficient for the communication, and the device is not good for this purpose, right? It is very harder to come up with these types of get a quality to the multimedia system. But however, users are expecting these types of qualities on the multimedia system, quality of service, right? Then intelligent tools and interfaces. Again, I can take the example YouTube, right? YouTube suggests you some videos in the home page. Let's say you are frequently watch some movies. Let's say another person is frequently watch some tutorials. Another person is frequently watch some music videos, right? Then the algorithms that are running on the YouTube servers that are they can identify uh, the most frequently searching resources for a specific person, and they can suggest them. They can recommend some videos on the home page. This is this is an example for intelligent tool and interfaces. Facebook also, let's say you are searching some services from Facebook, and another time you are visiting again to your account, it will suggest you some advertisements, right? These are some intelligent tools and interfaces. In Facebook also, some algorithms, AI algorithms are running on their backend. Then they can identify your activities, and according to your activities, they are recommending some advertisements, and also they are recommending some trends as well, right? Then automated protection and transaction. This multimedia system should have automated protections from third-party access, as well as if it is a transaction or a banking system, it should have a proper automated protection and transaction functionalities on the multimedia system. Then we can summarize this slide. If a good multimedia system, users are expecting these main two types of requirement or features on your multimedia system. First one is access multimedia information in any time, anywhere, on any device, from any source and anything. If it is a communication platform like Zoom or Facebook or any other communication platform, it should have these qualities: quality of service. It should be free with some plugins. Let's say on your YouTube, you are going to watch some movie, but it takes some time to load some amount of video. Then you feel some lagging, right? Uh, if the video quality is go down, it is not a good multimedia system, right? Then you have to, if you are building a multimedia system, you have to maintain a good quality of service. Then intelligent tool and interfaces. Then automated protection and transaction. Those are some user needs as a multimedia system. Then media delivery. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes we have to transmit our data, multimedia data, through a network, right? It is facing some issues when you are transmit some multimedia through a network. First one is quality of service. As I mentioned earlier, if your system is not enough to work with, or your computation power is not enough to work some kind of a task, it may affect to quality of service. If your network is not enough to perform a specific task, it is affected to the quality of the multimedia system, right? Then we have to manage the quality of service of a multimedia system. Then synchronization. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes you can feel uh, the video is playing, but the audio cannot hear. But sometimes video is bit uh, uh, low quality, but audio can hear. But sometimes video is playing, but audio cannot hear at the same time. Let's say, how can I say? Yeah, video is playing first, then we can hear the audio. It is not synchronized, right? If it is a good multimedia system, the video and audio should be play or should be execute at the as the parallel way, right? Then error and congestion control. If it is a good multimedia system, there should be a proper way to handle the errors and congestions, right? It should have a proper way to handle the errors. It should have a proper way to identify the errors. Where the errors are occurs, what are the suggestions, what are the things that we have to do for resolve these errors, right? There should be a way to handle these errors and congestion controls. Then session setup and bookkeeping. After session, there should be a way to deliver those data to the clients, right? In Zoom, we can get a recording. after this session, right? We call them as bookkeeping and session setup. Right. These are some challenges when we are developing a successful media system. These are some challenges, right? First one is, I mentioned earlier, continuous media types such as video need a lot of space to store and very high bandwidth to transmit. If it is a high quality video, the video file is very large, right? We need some large space to store them. And also, if you want to transmit them one place to another place, we need a good internet connection as well as a high bandwidth, right? Then it is a very transmitting is a very challenging task in multimedia systems. They also have tight timing constraint. I mentioned earlier, we have to synchronize audio and video for a better transmit some video, right? Then it is a very challenging task. They also have time consume tight timing constraints. Okay, I will tell you the mean by bandwidth later on, right? After this discussion, I will explain bandwidth. Okay, then automatically analyzing, indexing and organizing information in audio, image, and video in much harder than form of text, right? It is very easy to store, it is very easy to indexing, and it is very easy to retrieve text data, right? By and analyzing also, right? Just we can enter some keywords and then we can retrieve data, text data. Then we can it is very easy to store them. It's very easy to indexing, but audio, images, and video is very harder to analyze, indexing, and organizing the information, right? This is another challenge. Then multimedia involves many different research areas and needs more complex and more efficient algorithms and hardware platforms. Do you have an experience working with Handbrake? There's a software called Handbrake. I don't have this software installed on my PC. This I will show you the website. This is the official website for Handbrake software tool. This is the open source software tool, right? What is the use of this software? Using this software, we can compress our videos or audios. Compress means we can reduce the size of video files, right? Using this software, we can reduce the size of video files without changing the quality, right? In these types of softwares, it is using some complicated algorithms, right? We have to maintain the quality of the video or audio, and we have to reduce the size as well. This is very challenging area, research area in multimedia systems, right? Then multimedia computing. Actually, this is the main target of this course. We are working with different types of media. We are trying to analyze, we are trying to representation, we are trying to compress, we are trying to process and analyze, we are trying to communicate or transmit those data through a communication network. And finally, we are trying to store them inside a database. We are trying to indexing them, and we are trying to retrieve those data, right? These fields are called multimedia computing. Actually, this is the main topic of this course, right? We are mainly going, first of all, we are going to represent data representation and compression. Then we are going to analyze and process on different types of media. Then we are going to transmit. We are going to see what are the efficient way we can follow to transmit data from one place to another through a network, right? Then finally we are going to see how we can store those data inside a database with indexing for efficient retrieval, right? Those are the main target of this course as well, right? Then we have an activity, right? After discussing the remaining slides, I will assign you to do this one within, let's say, 20 minutes, around 20 minutes, right? It's not much enough to do this one within 20 minutes, right? I will share an Google form with you because I don't have any access to the LMS for this course yet, right? Therefore, I will share an Google form with you. Then you can answer for this question. Describe two multimedia systems that you have come across and give one additional feature that you would like to each system to have. So let's say someone can get YouTube as the example, right? Then you can suggest a new feature, let's say voice enabled command on YouTube. Let's say if you want to search something, you feel it is better to do it using voice commands, right? It is a one example, right? Okay, I will share some Google form with you. Share a Google form with you, then you can answer for this question, right? I will put a link in the chat. You can access to it after discussing the remaining topics, right? I hope you can access to this one without any issue. Then we can take a look at the essential devices for a multimedia system in the library, multimedia devices in the laboratory, right? We can divide these devices into two categories. First one is input devices and second one is output devices, right? First example, light pen. This is an input device, right? This device can use to input some images, text to the computer or a digital device, right? This tip, the light pen supporting devices are sensible with this pen tip, right? Once you touch this tip on the monitor or the screen, it can detect the elements or the location on the screen you are touching with this tip, and the system or the device can perform some corresponding signals or corresponding operations with this device. It is very easy to insert some images and graphics to a specific device, right? Then scanner. It is also an input device. Example for input device. It is used to convert physical or hard copies to a soft copies, right? If you want to convert a letter to a PDF, first of all, you have to scan it. Then scanner will convert the hard copy to a soft copy, right? This is an example for input device. Then digitizer. Digitizer is also similar to a light pen, right? Light pen, but light pen is directly touching with the screen, but this one is not directly touching with the screen. It has a separate component, separate pad, right? Then using a pen, we can write something. Then it is connected to a let's say computer. Then we can write some letter. I'm also using this kind of digitizer, right? Using this digitizer, I can write something on this screen, right? My pen tip is not directly connect or touching with the screen, but I can write something, right? And then I can draw some images, draw some drawings, right? I can perform some, or I can use this device as the mouse cursor, mouse, right? I can control my slides using digitizer, right? This is also taken as an example for input device, right? The next one, microphone. Microphone is another important device in multimedia systems, and it can be taken as an example for input devices. It will convert an analog signal to a digital signal, right? When you are speaking with this device, it will convert your analog signal, analog voice to a digital signal, and we can import this signal to a digital device, right? The next one, speaker. Speaker can be taken as an output device, example for output device, right? These speakers will be convert a digital signal to an analog signal. We can't hear digital signals, right? By using these types of speakers, we can hear, because these speakers will be convert these digital signals into analog signals. Then we can hear these analog signals. Then digital camera. Digital camera is an example for input devices, right? Using these cameras, we can take a photograph. Actually, the photo of these cameras can convert again the real world scenario into a digital format, right? When we consider an image that is generated with these types of digital cameras, we can consider it as a grid, right? We call these spaces or these blocks as some pixels, right? Let's say you have a plane, these types of plane grid, right? Then you have these types of object. Let's say a ball, tennis ball. Then you are going to capture this ball using a digital camera. What will happen is, let's say this one is black color. This one is black color. Then this digital camera can map this image inside this grid. Let's say this is the required area for this image, right? Then these cameras will put some integer values inside these pixels, right? Inside these pixels, this camera will add some integer values inside this grid. Let's say, for an example, this is a 8-bit image. 8-bit image. These pixels can have values in between 0 to 255, right? If this one is an 8-bit image plus black and white image. Black and white image. We call this one as grayscale images, right? Then we can put some integer values in between 0 to 255, right? Then 0 represent black, 255 represents white, and in between this 0 and 255, we can represent the respective uh, colors, right? Let's say it is the number is very near to 0. It is those are very dark color, dark uh, let's say dark gray, right? Dark gray color. It is very close to, is it very close to 255? It is very close to white color, right? Then let's say this one is black object, right? The area will be filled with zeros, right? This area will be filled with zeros. Then this background, let's say the background is white. 255 is represent the white color. Therefore, this digital cameras can put 255 on the remaining pixels, right? Right. Likewise, we can store some images or some scenarios, some objects in digital format by using these types of digital cameras, right? Then this is an object, physical object. Using these digital cameras, we can convert this physical object into a digital format, digital data type, right? Then we can say digital camera is an input device in multimedia system, right? Digital video camera. It is very similar to a digital camera, but there are some differences. Using digital cameras, we can digital video cameras, we can take images as well as some videos. Videos is a collection of image frames, right? Let's say you have to get a video for a specific scenario. It will take some images very quickly, right? Then if you want to see or play this video, it will quickly show these captured images, or we call them as frames, continuously, right? Then you can see some movements, right? Using these digital video cameras, we can capture some videos as well as images, but using digital cameras, we can only capture uh, images, right? But nowadays, this all digital cameras can take some videos as and audios as well, right? The technology is developed now. Then we can take videos and audios using these types of digital cameras nowadays, right? Then flat panel display monitors. In earlier, we have CRT monitors, cathode ray tube monitors. They are consuming lots of space as well as lots of power. But using this developed flat panel displays, uh, we called them as LCD displays and LED displays, right? Then it will reduce the volume, weight, as well as power requirement with compared to CRT monitors. Using these types of monitors, we can see something. We can see the functions that are happening inside a computer or a mobile phone or a calculator or a let's say or a tablet, right? We can see something. We can divide these types of flat panels into two categories. First one is emissive displays and second one is non-emissive displays. For an example, emissive displays are LED displays. LED, these types of emissive displays can directly convert electric energy to light by itself. They can create some image. They can generate some light using electric energy. LED and plasma panels are examples for emissive displays. Non-emissive displays means the light source is a separate one, right? But the display is creating some graphics using this external light source. In liquid crystal displays, let's say this is the display, right? Then you have to generate some graphic on this interface. Then we have to use a separate power source or light source. Using this separate light source, we can this LCD displays can generate some graphics, right? CRT monitors another good example for non-emissive displays. In CRT technology, we have some kind of a display. Then at the back, we have a cathode ray tube, right? We are supplying energy to the cathode ray tube. Then we can shoot this cathode rays to this display. By using this energy, this display can produce some graphics, right? In this scenario, we are mainly consuming, or we are mainly supplying energy to an external resource, right? Using this light source, we can draw some graphic patterns in on the display. We call these types of displays are non-emissive displays. Emissive displays, they can create light energy by itself by consuming electric energy. We call these are emissive displays. LCD display and plasma panel is some example for emissive displays. Right. Then laser printers. These are some. This is an example for output devices. These types of devices can convert soft copies to some hard copies, hard documents, right? In this technology, it is used laser beam or laser light to produce dots on the paper to generate some characters or images, right? Then inkjet printers, it is used the technology. They are spraying some small drops of ink on the paper to generate some images and other graphics, right? These are some examples for output devices. Then projectors. Projectors can use to show something, or we can use them to show something to a large audience, right? Large screen. We can project our display, a copy of our display on our computer to a large screen, and large audience can access to that screen at the same time, right? This is another example for output devices. Then speakers and sound cards. I have explained about speakers just before. Then sound cards are very close to devices, to components in computer system, right? These types of sound cards can convert digital sounds to an analog sound, right? Quality of audio sound is mainly depending on this sound card on your computer. Then sound mixtures. Sound mixers, it is used mainly for a, let's say, it is in some, let's say, more than one mics are connecting to us. If you want to connect more than one mic to a single system or a speaker, you have to use these types of mixers, right? It allows us to collect different signal channels and integrate them as a single unit, and we can provide all of the signal as a single output, as well as it is used to record some sounds, and we can use these mixers to improve the quality of the sound, right? We can use those types of uh, things by using sound mixers. Right. I hope these are the things that I want to discuss by today, right? Then you can do this activity by accessing the shared Google form with you, this one. And at the meantime, type your registration number in the chat for the attendance. And also, if you have any doubts, if you have any questions regarding today's session, you can put them in the chat as well, right? I will share the link again with you for this form, Google form, then you can access it and give answer for these simple two questions, right? I hope you have got something about this course, multimedia system and different types of multimedias. Uh, then can you put your name with initials to take the attendance? Okay, someone is asking about the bandwidth. Bandwidth is, we can simply say, uh, we can explain in this way. Let's say this is a road, right? This is a two-way road. How many maximum number of vehicles can drive, can access this road at the same time? Let's say at the same line, how many vehicles? If it is a two-way road, only two vehicles can drive at the same time, right? But if it is a four-way one, you have four lanes, four vehicles can pass a given place at the same time if it is a four-way line, four-way road, right? Bandwidth is something like this. If you are transmit a huge amount of data at a given time, it required a large space to go through your network connection, right? Your network connection is something like this. It will take a long time to transmit data from one place to another. Let's say you're going to transmit data, transmit 16 bit. 16 bit. You're using 2-bit bandwidth. And let's assume 1 bit or one packet of data is required to transmit from point A to B, it takes 1 second. One packet is required 1 second to transmit from one place to point A to point B. Then how many seconds that need to transmit 16 bit from A to B? We can divide this 16 bit into 2-bit packets. 2-bit packets, then completely we can get 8-bit packets. Sorry, 8 packets, right? 2 bits each, 8 packets. Then if you use 2-bit connection, 2-bit bandwidth, it needs 8 seconds to transmit 16 bit from A to B, right? Then let's say if you are using 4-bit bandwidth, then it is just only need 2 seconds, because at the same time, at a second, we can pass, or we can send 4 bits at a time from point A to B. Then it will take 2 seconds, right? But in this scenario, we can maximum send or transmit A to B maximum 2 bits. Therefore, it will take 8 seconds, but in this scenario, it will take 2 seconds. If your bandwidth is 8-bit, it will only just take 1 second, right? Then let's say you are sharing some Facebook live stream through the Facebook, right? You are going to at that time you have to share your audio as well as your video. Then this data packet will be get high amount, high bit amount. Then these types of high bit amount needs uh, a high bandwidth to transmit from one place to another. That is the reason why the bandwidth is an important role when you are communicate with one device to another, or when you are sending multimedia data from one place to another, right? That is the reason why you need a better or good quality of bandwidth for transmit multimedia uh, data types at the real time, right? Did you all put your registration now? Sorry, your name in the chat? And also, if you have any doubts related to today's session, you can ask. You can put them in the chat.